A growing number of Republican lawmakers say that they're open to regulating or banning bump stocks, the kind of device used by the Las Vegas killer that, as you know, allows a legal semi-automatic rifle to mimic the rapid discharge of a fully automatic weapon. Are you willing to advance a clean bump stocks bill, or will you insist on a broader gun control package?
I am willing to move forward with the Republicans on banning these bump stocks that, as you mentioned, subverts legislation that's been long on the books, banning automatic weapons.
Would you be okay with banning bump stocks?
Well, we don't believe that bans have ever worked on anything. What we've said has been very clear, that if something transfers a semi-automatic to function like fully automatic, then it ought to be regulated differently. Fully automatics are regulated differently in this country. If something copies a semi-automatic into a fully automatic, then those should be regulated as well.
Are you okay if this ends up being a regulatory change by ATF, or does this have to be codified by Congress in your view?
Well, my view, it has to be codified by Congress.
Okay.
It can be changed. If it's a regulatory change, it can be changed any time. And look, how many events do we want to have happen with these devices now before we do something about it?
We think ATF ought to do its job, look at this, and draw a bright line.
If I'm a Republican and I'm a fan of the NRA, do I want to say no or yes to legislation that does this?
I think you want to tell ATF to do its job. It's an interpretive issue, and they need to get the job done. But not let Dianne Feinstein, which is what she wants to do, turn this all into some Christmas tree on the Hill where she brings all her anti-gun circus she's been trying to do for years into this.
A week ago, most people didn't know, few people, but most people didn't know what a bump stock was. So to think that we're now all experts and know how to write some, panacea law, it's fallacy.
Automatic weapons are illegal. Converting another weapon into an automatic weapon is illegal. Most of us, I certainly never even heard of a bump stock until this tragedy. So, however that gets fixed, I'd probably support it.
And I hadn't even heard of bump stocks, and then I did some research on it. I think that should be reevaluated. I think that they should look at that again and figure out if, in fact, it should meet the same burden of a fully automatic, because, of course, it is faster than semi-automatic.
And I'm actually working on a bipartisan bill that will eliminate this bump stock exception, and will try to address the other ways that you can get around this law. And look, the gun manufacturers were smart. They figured out a way to get around the law. It's the job of Congress to then step in and say, that was not our intent.